So the course name, okay, the course name is Oracle. Let me write. Okay, the course name is Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials. In this course, what we are going to learn is we are going to learn applications. Okay, Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials. This is the course name. In this course, we are going to learn applications. We know few applications very well. WhatsApp application. In WhatsApp application, what we can do? We can send messages and we can do the chat. We can, the rest of functionalities, the features, whatever available, everybody knows. In the same way, in Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials also, there are many applications, each application for different purpose. Okay, we'll discuss very detailed level. Right. After doing this course, you can work as what? After doing this, completing this course, you can work as a functional consultant. And there won't be any coding or programming in this course. So Oracle is providing the product. See, when you use WhatsApp, you don't need to do any coding. You don't need to do any programming. Okay, if you want to put some status message, you can go and put it. If you want to send some message, open and send message. So these are all readily available. Okay, that is a ready-made application. You can just use it. In the same way, in Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials also, what are the applications are available, just you can use it. Before using, you can just set up what is required as per business, you can set up. So when you are going to work on Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials applications, so we work with a role called as functional consultant. That means how the product is, we will be working on that as it is. If anything need to be created, those should be done by technical consultants. Okay, that's a different story. We will understand very soon about that point also. But once we do this course, we can work as a functional consultant. We are going to work on which applications, accordingly you can name it. You can work as Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials Functional Consultant. Okay. So this is the title we'll have when we are working on these applications. So when you join in any company, it will be called as a Oracle Fusion Cloud Financial Functional Consultant. In short, we can call as Oracle Fusion Financial Consultant. Okay. So you don't need to include every time as a functional. Simply the name you can have as a Oracle Fusion Financials Consultant. This sort of title also we can get. In some companies, you may get the title as a business analyst also. The title may be business analyst as per the company, how they design that hierarchy, that job and grade, etc. Based on that, they can give the names. But ideally, we work on the Fusion Cloud Financials applications. Ideally, this is how we get this title. This is our job name when you work in the companies. Now let's focus on the mean. Please go on mute. Please go on mute. Thank you. Now let's focus on this course. Okay, we look at these terms. What is the meaning of these terms, so that we can understand what we are going to have inside of this course. Okay, what we are going to have inside of this course, we can understand those points. So here we have a different terms, like one term is Oracle, other term is Fusion, then another term is Cloud, then Financials, Applications. I'm including applications. First, let's try to understand these terms' meaning, then we can discuss further. Okay. So, what does that mean by Oracle? What does it mean by Oracle? I'm just giving the numbers for this. It's 1, 2. That's based on discussion we can give. So what does it mean by Oracle? Simply you can say Oracle is one of the database. Oracle is one of the database name. On the other side, you can say Oracle is the company name also. So they came into market with a product called as database. For that they given the name as Oracle, that we are calling as Oracle database. Ideally, we can use Oracle database to store the data. Okay, we can use Oracle means the database. Okay. The database we can have a tables. Say you want to store the suppliers data. There will be table in the database, and suppliers data you can store in the suppliers table. Customers data you can store in the customers table. So when we have a data within this, when we have a tables within this database, how to store the data in the database? By using the language called as SQL. SQL, Structured Query Language. By using this SQL, easily you can store the data in the database and you can fetch the data from database. You can modify the data, whatever available in the database. So how we are communicating with the language called as English. Now we are discussing everything in English. So we all know English. That is the reason we are able to understand. The same way, every database knows one language called as SQL. So if you want to interact with the database for any data related operations, you can interact with a language called as SQL. Okay, this is the point we have to understand. So that's how the database concept works. Okay, the database, by using the database, we can store and maintain the data. If you want to interact with the database, you have to use the language called as SQL, Structured Query Language. So within the database, you will have a tables. What data you want to store, accordingly you can have a tables, and the data can be stored in the tables. Now we are not going to learn how to store the data in the database, etc. because we have applications. You don't need to write SQL statements. You don't need to write SQL queries. Just to introduce what does it mean by Oracle and database, I am talking about this point. Okay, done. So that is the meaning of Oracle. Oracle is nothing but database. Okay. So if you know SQL, then only you can store the data in the database, and you can fetch and you can see the data. You can query and you can see the data which is available in the database if you have just database. Then here, what is the meaning of application? Say for example, I have only database. If I want to store the data in this database, I know I should have a person who knows SQL language. Okay, I have to deploy the SQL developer who can write the SQL queries to store the data in the database, to retrieve the data from the database. I need a person who knows SQL language. To simplify this process, storing the data and viewing the data which is available in the database, to simplify this concept, we have a applications concept. Okay, if you want to store the data in the database, we have to write the SQL queries. We have to write some syntax. Okay, that takes time, and we need a SQL expert, and there could be some errors during that process. There are many challenges. Instead of writing the SQL queries to store the data, to update the data, to retrieve and to see the data which is available in the database, to simplify that process, okay, to simplify the process, we can use the concept called as applications. What does it mean by applications? When I talk about applications, with the concept called as applications, simply you can have some pages. You can have one page called as, say, supplier page. You can have one page called as supplier page. And in the database, you can have one table called as suppliers table. Here you can have a suppliers table. Now, this supplier page you can connect with that table. Okay, the supplier that you can connect with the supplier table. Now here you can have a fields. Okay, you can have a fields like supplier name, supplier address. supplier belongs to which country, etc. You can have a fields in the page. Okay, in the page we can have a fields. Now, if I give this page to anyone who can read at least English, by reading that what fields are available, they can enter the data. There will be a field called as supplier name. Anyone can enter the supplier name in that field. And supplier address. They can enter the address. Supplier belongs to which country, what is the location, and other information related to supplier. Everything anyone can enter in this supplier page. And once you click on save in this page, automatically data will go and sit in this table. If this page is not available, you have to write the SQL statement like insert. Okay, insert so and so data into so and so table. You have to follow some syntax. Okay, you have to follow some SQL syntaxes. Accordingly, you can store the data. Now, we don't require any SQL expert. If this page is available, we don't need SQL expert. Say to hire the SQL expert, you may spend, okay, say for example, you may spend $1,000, for example. You have to spend $1,000. With the help of that SQL expert, you can store the data. Now, if you have a page, maybe with $400-500, you can hire some person, and the person can enter the data in this page that can be stored in the database table. Our target is storing the data in the database. For that, you can store through SQL commands, or you can store through this page. The page is very easiest way of storing the data. Okay, the page, anyone can enter the data, they can store the data. In the same way, there could be another page may be related to invoice. Okay, another page may be payment. Okay, other page may be payment. This is how just you can have different pages. Okay, different pages you can have, and this may be invoice related page. This may be payments related page. For invoice payment also, you can have a tables in the database. Okay, and you can connect. And for the same like payment also, you can have one table, and you can connect payment page to the table. So this is how you can have pages, and you can have tables in the database, and those can be connected, and you can enter the data as per these pages. As a functional consultant, okay, as a functional consultant, we don't need to create any pages. This all Oracle provides. These pages, this database, these tables, Oracle will provide. So what we have to understand is how to enter the data in these pages. Before that, we do the setups. We will discuss those points also. So if you want to store the supplier's data, enter supplier's data in the supplier page, or you can call it a form. There will be fields. Invoice data. Okay, the invoice belongs to which supplier, what is the invoice amount, what is the invoice date, when we have to pay that amount, how we have to pay through check or cash, why you like what we purchased, the accounts, etc., etc. You can enter in this invoice page. Payment means which suppliers we have to pay against which invoice, and by using which bank account details, what check number, how much amount we have to pay. All you can enter in this payment page and save it. It will get stored in this table. That's how we can store the data in the tables, in the database tables, by using these pages. Okay, I'm entering the supplier's data, invoice data, payment data. To enter the data in these pages, I don't need to spend a lot. I don't need SQL experts. Okay, I don't need SQL experts. I'm not writing any SQL queries. These pages are developed with SQL, okay, SQL language and with other technologies. So whenever you enter the data and submit, automatically will go and store in the database. For that, the page development time, the people use SQL and other languages. So okay, done. By using these pages, we can store the data in these tables. Right? Now I want to see all the invoices, whatever I created. Sorry. So what are the invoices you entered? You want to see all the invoices here. For that, what you can do is you can use the concept called as a report. Okay. So report. So the reports also will be connected with the relevant tables, one or multiple tables. So you want to see invoices data. So this table will be connected with this report. Okay. So if you want to see invoice data, you can run the invoice report. So we have a database where we can store the data. Ideally, you can store the data by using the SQL language, but with the applications, the job will become very easy. So we'll have a pages. Through pages, we'll enter the data and that will get stored in the relevant tables. If you want to see any data, you can use the reports. If you want to see all the invoices data, there will be a report for invoices, which is connected with the invoice table. Through that invoice report, you can see invoice data. If you want to see the payment data, you can run the payment report. If you want to see suppliers data, you can run the suppliers report. From these pages also, you can see suppliers, invoice and payments, but large volume of the data you cannot easily see from these pages. You can see the data, but report is a best option to fetch the complete data and where you can share that information with somebody in the organization or external. So here, this is the point we have to understand. We have a database, we have pages to store the data in the database, and what are the data we have in the database? If you want to see, you can use the reports. This we call as application. Application means which contains database in the database tables, pages, and report. This we call as application. Okay. Let me explain a few more points. If you have any queries, yes, definitely we'll discuss. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll complete some part of discussion. Then we can go with the questions. Fine. So this is what we are calling as application. Application means there should be a database. Within that, there will be tables, and we'll have a certain pages. What data you want to enter and store in the database, accordingly, you'll have a pages. Those definitely should be connected with the tables. And whatever the data we are storing in the database to see, there should be a report. Fine. This is what we are calling as application. Now, think about these pages: suppliers, invoices, payments. Where we require these pages? In the payables department. Ideally, these pages are used by payables department. Okay, in payables department only, we create invoices, we'll make the payments to suppliers, and we have to maintain the suppliers information. So these pages are belongs to, okay, when these pages are belongs to the supplier invoice payment, and reports also belongs to same data, suppliers invoice and payments. So these pages are used by which department? Payables department. So if you call this setting as an application, that application, these pages can be used by which department? Payables department. Ideally, payables department has to maintain the suppliers invoice and payments data. Now, if you are calling this as application, these pages are used by department called as payables. The application you can call as a payables application. Okay. So payables application. Ideally, we can have applications department wise. So you have a payables department. In payables department, what data they want to manage. Accordingly, you'll have a pages. So with all the pages, whatever required by payables department, all those pages, whatever we have, and database and relevant reports, we call as payables application. So what are the receivables department is doing as different activities for all to support all the activities of receivables department, we can have a separate pages. The combination of the pages which are used by receivables department whatever the application we have, that we call as receivables application. That's how for each and every department we can have a separate application. Anyway, those will discuss very soon, more detailed level. But now simple point is, this is what we have to understand as an application. Now any questions on this point, please?
Lakshman,
Any questions here, please, to understand the meaning of application? Okay, no questions. So simple to understand. Here, application means in system point of view, what we have to understand, there will be database, there will be pages, and there will be reports. The collection of these pages and database and tables, connectivity and reports, that's what we call as payables, or receivables, or assets, or purchasing, or sales. This is how we'll have a different applications. Okay. Any application contains this. There will be database. Okay, there will be pages and reports. That's the meaning of application. In financials, we'll have a multiple applications. What are those? We will discuss soon. That's the meaning of application. Okay, we discuss about what is the meaning of Oracle. Oracle is nothing but database where we can store the data. If you have only Oracle database, you have to store the data by using the SQL queries. By writing the SQL statements, you can store the data in the database. And the easiest option to store the data, to retrieve the data from database is application. Application means along with the database, we'll have a pages and reports. Through pages, you can input the data. With the reports, you can view the data. Okay. With the pages, you can input the data. You can store the data in the database tables. And with the reports, whatever the data is available in these tables, you can view. You can see the data. That complete setup we call as application. That's the meaning of application. Any questions so far, please? Okay, no questions. Now, what is the meaning?
Lakshman.
Yeah. Please.
Lakshman, reports. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reports page connected to receivables also.
Receivables reports will be connected to receivables table, receivables related tables. Here we are talking about, this is related, belongs to payables. So payables reports will be connected to payable related, page related tables.
Okay, we can get suppliers outstanding report also.
Everything you can get, everything. Whatever the data is available, accordingly you can get the reports. Still, if you need,
okay.
Oracle is providing all these pages, all these reports, this database. We don't need to do anything. Okay, we don't need to create anything. Whatever Oracle is providing, we can use it. If anything else required by client, that need to be created by technical people. Say they need one more page for their, as per their business, that need to be created by technical. They need one more report, that should be created by technical. So as a functional consultant.
Okay, these tables are created by only technical people.
Whatever you have, those are all created by Oracle. If you need one more page, one more new page, to store that new page data, new table is required. That will be created by technical people. The new page and new tables, new reports can be created by technical people. As a functional consultant, we don't create anything in this. We will understand what is available, how to use those, then we will help the business to use them. That's all.
Right.
Done. Any other questions?
So Lakshman, what you mean to say is, if there is a need for any customization, technical team can create custom tables. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. It could be page or report, okay, table, whatever we create as a new, which is not available in Oracle provided application, that we call as a customization.
Okay.
Customization means creating something new. You may create one page, new page. You means technical, not we. Okay. technical people may create a new page that we call as customization. Creating something new which is not available already, we call as customizations. Okay, just make a note of term meaning. Customization means creating something new. That could be page. Okay, you may create by using the customization, you can create the page, you may create the report, or you can create the table. Whatever you create as new, that we call as customization. Creating something as new, we call as a customization. Yeah. So that should be done by technical people only. Right. Any other questions?
Here, what is our role? We have to bridge between technical and client, or
Sorry?
how?
Sorry, sir.
We will work as a bridge to client and technical team, or how?
Majorly, we work with the client, and wherever some interaction is required with the technical, yes, we involve in the discussion. It's not like a bridge between, only in the scenarios whenever some customization need to be done, we work as bridge. Okay, otherwise, ideally just we work with the clients only, interact with the client, and we'll work on this implementation or support, etc. Wherever some customization need to be done, we involve. Okay, we take the requirement from the client and we'll communicate with the technical team. Once they've done that customization, once they create some new page and all, we verify how it is working, that new page, how it is working, that report we'll verify. And we'll tell to the clients, yes, the new report or new page is ready as required, our technical team develop. And that's how just we involve in that process. I'll explain all those things as a part of implementation. What are the roles are there? What is our role? What is the technical role? What is the DBA role? And what else? What other roles? I'll explain how the implementation takes place. What are the type of projects we have? What would be our role and others' role in those projects? I'll cover all those points. Yeah. Fine. Any other questions here now, please?
Lakshman,
Please go ahead. Yeah.
accounts payable is the part of P2P cycle, right?
Sorry.
Or both are different?
I lost it. I lost what you asked. What you said? Accounts payable?
Accounts payable is the part of procure to pay cycle?
Okay. Procure to, instead of saying procure to pay cycle.
What is the difference between accounts payable and
One second. That is a part of financials. Once we discuss and understand about procure to pay cycle, you can answer to that question. Okay. But now you can take accounts payable is part of financials. Let me answer to your question. Yes, that is a part of procure to pay cycle also, because that we didn't discuss as of now. That is the reason I am not focusing on that term. Okay. Yes, that is a part of procure to pay cycle. Before that, that is a part of finance. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, no. Now let's talk about what does it mean by financials. Finance means, when I talk about finance we can say as a department also. Finance, as you can say, department. Within that finance department, there will be some sub-departments. Okay. There will be payables department as a part of financials. And the receivables department. And the assets department. And the cash department. So exactly, I'll correlate with our application very soon. Okay. Currently, I'm not trying to dump the data unnecessarily at this stage. Whatever we have to understand in the sequence, I'll drive these discussions. So when I talk about finance department, ideally within the finance department, this is how you can segregate the functional areas. Payables department. Okay, in the finance, you can have a payables department, receivables department, asset department, cash department. Why we are calling these departments as a finance department, finance related departments? If you notice, okay, what these departments does, you can understand why we are calling it as a financial departments. Okay, so when you talk about payables department, ideally what they do, very detailed level when you are working on that relevant topics, we'll see. For now, just I'm trying to introduce very high level. What typically we do in the payables department, we create invoices. Okay. We create invoices and we process the payments as a transaction. As a data and all, we maintain the suppliers data, bank accounts data also. Okay. Payables department, primarily what they do is they record the invoices. Okay. If there is any purchase, whatever the invoice we get from the supplier, they record invoice and they'll process the payment. What receivables department does? They create the transactions, they create the receipts. So they create the transactions. Receivables department, what they do, whenever there is some sales activity, they have to do the billing to the customer. That we are calling as transactions. Within the invoice, what we can have will go on well. Okay, payables department, they record the invoice and they make the payment. Within the invoice, what we can have, who is the supplier, what is the supplier address, how much amount we have to pay, when we have to pay, how we have to pay, okay, where we have sent the payment, all the details you can have in the invoice. And for the same invoice, we can make the payment by using our bank account. You can make the payment. When you talk about receivables department, they record the transactions and they create the receipts. Here, transaction is nothing but billing. Whenever they do the sales, they have to bill to the customer. Who is the customer? What is the customer address? Which items we are selling or which services we are providing to the customer? How much customer has to pay? When customer has to pay, all the details we can have in the transaction. Whenever we receive the payment from customer, they'll record the receipt. How much amount they received, from which customer they received, that amount they are taking to which bank account, all the details they include in the receipt creation. And as a department, ideally what they do, they maintain the fixed assets. They maintain fixed assets. Fixed assets means like land, building, vehicles, computers, okay, whatever we use to run our business, right? This all just they record as a fixed assets. Based on the usage, they calculate the depreciation. Say you purchased one car, that is your fixed asset. After 1 year, what is the value of the car? Say you purchased with 10 lakhs rupees. After 1 year, if you validate, okay, if you validate that car value, that may be 7 lakhs. So the value you have to reduce from 10 lakhs to 7 lakhs. With the depreciation concept, you can reduce that value. You can keep the current valid value. So for each and every fixed asset, for that we use the depreciation concept. So typically the asset department will do this, primarily these activities, maintaining all the assets what they have in their organization. Those are assets or buildings, vehicles, etc. And based on the usage or time period, they have to calculate the depreciation. They have to reduce the value. If it is an asset, if it is a land, we never depreciate. Land always will be appreciated. So they maintain that appreciation and all. So that's how the asset department can do the activities. When you talk about cash department, they maintain the bank accounts. Okay, they maintain the bank accounts and they do the bank statement reconciliations also. Maybe after 2-3 sessions, we'll come to know what does it mean by bank statement reconciliation. For now, just take the term. Just remember the terminology, that is enough for now. They do the bank statement reconciliation. Okay. So when we are dealing with this relevant applications, we'll go very detailed level. We'll work on each and everything. For now, as just introduction, I am just giving these points. Okay, fine. So think about these points. These are the, in finance, these are the different departments we have. And each department do, these are the primary activities. So bank accounts means the bank accounts which are owned by our company. Okay. So they maintain. If you talk about payables department, they are creating invoice, they are making the payment. Payment means here cash is involved, money is involved, means finance. The payables department is dealing with the finance matters. Receivables department. Whenever they sell something, they are doing the billing, nothing but transaction they are creating, and they are getting the cash or payment from the customer, they are recording the receipt. That means they are dealing with the money. Okay, they are dealing with the money, that is nothing but finance. Asset department, they are maintaining the fixed assets, land, building, vehicles, plant, computers, etc., furniture. So fixed assets means there is a liquidity. You can convert the fixed assets, you can convert into money. That means asset department also dealing with the money related only. That is nothing but finance. Cash department, they are maintaining the bank accounts. Directly they are maintaining the cash. Bank accounts they are maintaining belongs to organization. That means these departments, okay, these departments are dealing with cash related activities, payments, receipts, fixed assets, bank accounts. So which departments are dealing with money related matters? Those departments you can call as finance departments. Okay, finance departments. Fine. So these finance department, for each department we can have application from Oracle. Okay, each department we can use an application from, for each department we can have an application from Oracle. For payables department, Oracle is providing payables application. Okay, that for now you can take short simple names. We will discuss in the further sessions. There I will just describe about the detailed naming conventions, etc. Here let's go with the simple terminology. So for each department, Oracle is providing one application. So for payables department, Oracle is providing an application called as payables application. This payables application is developed by which company, who developed Oracle? So you can put the name as Oracle Payables. What is the full name, etc. we'll discuss. For that we have a separate session, but now you can take this. So payables department, Oracle is providing an application called as Oracle Payables. For receivables, to record the transactions and to create the receipts, for receivables department, Oracle is providing an application called as Oracle Receivables. For asset department, to maintain the fixed assets and calculate the depreciation, Oracle is providing an application called as Oracle Assets. For cash department, Oracle is providing Oracle Cash Management Application. Okay, this is how for each department, which departments are dealing with finance related transactions. For those each and every department, Oracle is providing the separate applications. These applications only we call as financial applications. I'll give the full naming conventions and all. For now, you take this point. Okay, slowly we'll just cover all those points where we have to include fusion, where we have to include cloud, etc., etc. There are many other points. For now, take like this. Okay, there is one more application also which you have to include based on our discussions. I'll include. For now, not required. Right. So this is what we call as finance application. Why we are calling these all are financial applications? These applications are dealing with finance related matters, finance related activities we are doing in these departments. So those departments we are calling as finance department. For each department, Oracle is providing an application called as finance. For each department, Oracle is providing the application. Those we are calling as financial applications. Okay, financial applications. In the same way, that means these all are involving the finance matters. The same way, there are few applications, there are few departments like say HR department, human resource department, the payroll department, okay, and say talent, Okay, these are the different departments who will deal with the people, employees. For these also Oracle is providing the separate applications. Okay, so for HR, Oracle Human Resource application, for payroll, Oracle Payables application, for talent, Oracle Talent application. That's how Oracle is providing. So these are all applications. Okay, these are all applications, HR, payroll, talent. These are all applications to deal with the people. So that is the reason these applications all we call as HCM applications. Means Human Capital Management applications. Okay, so this to deal with the people, HR, say Oracle HR, human resource applications, and the Oracle payroll application. What is the in this when we have to include the fusion, when we have to include the cloud and all that we'll discuss very soon. For now, take these points. Okay. In the same way, when we are involving in the supply chain management activities, okay, so when we are purchasing and selling, okay, this is all to manage the finance related matter. This is all to manage the people related matters. And your purchase and sale, everything, if you want to manage, you'll have a department called as purchasing department. Okay, purchasing department to purchase. To maintain the stock, you'll have a warehouse, inventory department. To sell to the customers, you'll have a sales department or orders department. For all these, Oracle is providing the applications. So Oracle purchasing, Oracle inventory, Oracle sales. This ideally is application point of view. Order management, you can say. So applications we are grouping and we are giving some name. Okay, these all which are involved in the finance we are calling as finance applications. Which are dealing with the people we are calling as HCM applications. Which are dealing with purchasing and sales, those we call as SCM applications. Okay, supply chain management. Okay, don't think it's a complete information. Slowly I'll be adding. Okay, if you know already these applications, don't think you're missing something. Okay, I'll keep adding the stuff so that you will be able to understand the complete information very soon. Okay, SCM, supply chain management. So these we call as product families. Okay, we are grouping the departments. Since we have separate applications for each department, we are grouping the applications. So this we call as financials product family. All these applications falls under financials product family. These are HCM product. This is what we call as HCM product family. These applications are belongs to SCM, supply chain management, SCM product family. So applications are grouped into product families. Okay. Applications are grouped into product families. So this is how we have many other product families. We have procurement product family. We have PPM, project portfolio management product family. Okay, so this is how there are many other product families also. Okay, there are many other product families. Let's say CRM, customer relationship management product family. This is how the applications are used in which business process or which relevant data related process. Accordingly, applications are grouped into different product families. So finance related departments we call as finance departments. For finance departments, what are the applications we have, we call as financial applications. In the same way, so people's related, whatever the department, people management, whatever the departments we have, For all those, we have applications like HCM, Human Capital Management, SCM, Procurement, and each and every product family to manage that relevant business data will have a separate applications. When I talk about procurement, we have a set of applications. Okay. In PPM, we have some list of applications. In CRM, we have a certain list of applications. This is how we have a different product families. We have a different product families. So out of all these different product families, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn one product family called as financials. Okay, we are going to learn financials. So we'll work on some cycles. Okay, we'll work on some cycles. When we deal with the cycle, we'll understand what exact applications we have. Here, just for our understanding, very high level, I given this information. For now, you can remember. When we go with the next step, there you will understand what exactly the application names and how many applications we have as a part of core financials. Everything we'll discuss. For now, you take these simple points. Now, if I add something else, again, you'll have a question. What is the meaning of it? Once you understand that when we have a name, yes, that is easy for us. So that is the reason something I'm not adding. So that is the meaning of financials. Okay. Any questions on this point, please? Here in our course point of view, Oracle means it's a database or company name, and applications means this setup we call as applications. The pages, database within the tables, reports which are connected with this pages, we can input the data. With reports, you can take that same data as output. And financials. So we are dealing with which applications? Financials applications. That means we are going to learn financials applications. Financial applications means what? Before that, the applications are grouped based on the usage or the sub process or primary process or sub processes as per the organization. The groupings only we call as the product families. We have a different product families from Oracle. Okay, financials, HCM, SCM, procurement, PPM, CRM. Out of all these product families, we are going to learn financials product family. That means within the finance, what are the applications we have, those we are going to learn. Okay, we are going to learn financials applications. Hope you got the meaning of Oracle applications and the financials. Right? So we are going to learn financials applications. Okay. So payables, receivables, assets, cash management, what these departments does, how that information can be managed with the financials applications, Oracle financials applications, that we are going to learn. Fine. So that's the meaning of financials. Any questions here, please?
No, Lakshman, we are good.
Sorry? Okay, seems to no questions. Now we'll talk about fusion. Okay, we'll talk about fusion. What does that mean by fusion? Any meaning? Just we have to understand the English term meaning. What does that mean by fusion? The term meaning.
Of multiple things.
Multiple things. Correct.
Together?
Sorry?
Could it be bringing together?
Yeah, bringing together. True. Exactly. These two answers are enough. That's what we have to understand. Multiple things bringing together. Say, for example, as an individual, if you are going to buy laptop, you will choose one brand. You may purchase from Dell. If you are going to buy the car, you will choose specific brand. Okay. If you are going to buy mobile, you will buy from the specific brand. So this laptop, mobile, car, this three, if these three items, if these three things are available from Apple company, you may not buy three from Apple. From Apple, definitely buy iPhone. You have a plan of buying iPhone, you will buy iPhone from Apple. And laptop, yes, laptop also you may buy from Apple, MacBook. And cars, so even Apple has a product called as car, you may not buy it. The reason could be cars may not be, the Apple cars may not be good. You may just have other brands. So if you are buying one product from one brand, there is no guarantee you will buy other products also from the same brand. We will choose which is best where, in which brand. Phones, okay, where we can, in which brand we can get best. The cars, in which brand you can get best. Of course, we'll go with many other criteria also, price, etc., etc. But just we'll choose. When you are choosing, since whatever you need all are available in one brand, and one or two items you are buying from that brand, you don't buy rest of all. In the same way, companies also. Okay, companies also. Say you have a different product families. Just now we discussed. We have a financials. Okay, SCM, supply chain management, procurement, PPM, HCM. These are the different product families we have. Take example of, there is one company called as XYZ INC. This is a company name I'm taking. Now this XYZ INC company wants to implement some applications to manage their business data. Okay, to manage their business data. Now they will look at in the market which applications they have to use to manage their business data. When they look at Oracle, applications, okay, Oracle applications, from Oracle, financials is good. So definitely XYZ INC, they do some analysis, right? Which is best to manage all their business. Say they are managing the finance data, SCM data, procurement data, PPM data, HCM data. Now they need solution for all these areas. They need applications. When they look at Oracle applications, out of Oracle, the best area is financial. When they look at SAP, the SAP SD, sales and distribution is good. SD is nothing but SCM, supply chain management. As per SAP, they call as SD, sales and distribution is good. And when they look at PeopleSoft, HCM is good. When they look at, say, along with this, definitely they need reporting solution also, right? When they look at reporting solution in Hyperion reporting is good. Okay, Hyperion reporting is good. When they look at PPM solution in Primavera, PPM solution is good. Okay. Now, in procurement, we have a JD Edwards. JD Edwards. From here, some procurement. PRC means take as a procurement. Procurement and some sort of SCM solution also good. Now, this client will have a definitely confusion. Now, which product they have to choose? If they choose Oracle, finance is really good. But within the Oracle itself, we have SCM solution, procurement solution, PPM, project related solution, HCM, HRMS solution, report solutions are available. But the very good solution from Oracle application is financials. they need SCM solution also. The SCM is good from SAP. In SAP we have finance and all, FICO we call. But compared to Oracle, okay, SAP FICO is not great. Oracle Financials is good. And HCM solution they have from Oracle, and HCM is available from SAP also. But in the PeopleSoft HCM solution is very famous. So now they need all, but all are not available in one product as a best. Now what they have to do? They cannot go with all these products. Okay, taking finance from Oracle, taking SD from SAP, taking HCM from PeopleSoft, taking reports from Hyperion, taking PPM from Primavera, some procurement solutions from JD Edwards. Okay, JD Edwards. It is not easy. Okay, taking them from different vendors and connecting those applications and using them, it will become a big challenge. That is the reason companies are looking for the solution where they can get almost all as a best. Almost all as a best. So that's what companies are looking. What Oracle did is, already they have their own product called as finance in the Oracle applications. From Oracle applications, they took financials. Okay, from Oracle EBS you can say. From Oracle, their own product, they taken financials. And where we have HCM solution, best solution in PeopleSoft. They acquired PeopleSoft, they purchased PeopleSoft. Okay, from PeopleSoft, they taken HCM. From PeopleSoft, the HCM they taken, HCM solution they taken. And in the market, the reporting solution is good in which product? Hyperion. Hyperion also Oracle purchased. Okay, from Hyperion, they took a reporting solution. And project solution is good in the Primavera. They purchased Primavera. They purchased. And some procurement and SCM solution is good from JD. Okay, JD Edwards. And here, this they took from some part from JD and from Oracle also. Oracle also, whatever good that they taken. So this is what they did is Oracle purchased most of the best these ERP applications, or you can say enterprise applications. What generally companies uses to manage their business data, which applications are really doing good in the market, almost they purchased. Except SAP, many applications Oracle purchased. From those, which application, which area is best, they picked. Okay, we discussed putting together best solutions that they are putting together. It's a collection of different best solutions. Okay, just they collected all like best from the different applications, and they created application called as Fusion. This we are calling as Fusion. Fusion means the collection of best solutions which are available in the other different applications, different ERPs you can say. Okay, what is the meaning of ERP we'll understand, but just I'm using the term to represent this. So in Oracle Financials is good, SAP SD is good, in PeopleSoft HCM is good, Hyperion reports good, and Primavera PPM good, and JD Edwards procurement and SCM is good. But you can say that, but I can say in Fusion everything is good. This is the meaning of Fusion. They fused, they taken everything into one platform as a Fusion. If any client is going to use Fusion, They will have a best solution for financials, which is coming from Oracle applications. They'll have a best solution for PPM, which is coming from Primavera. They'll get best solution for HCM, which is coming from PeopleSoft. They'll have a best solution for reporting, which is coming from Hyperion. They'll have a best solution for HCM and procurement, which is coming from JDE and Oracle. This is how everything the best you can find within the Fusion. Now, if XYZ INC company wants to go for any ERP applications or enterprise application for their to manage their company business data, now they no need to have a second thought. The best option is Fusion. Everything is best here. They clubbed everything as a Fusion. Now when we are going to work on Fusion, the financials, SCM, procurement, PPM, HCM, reporting, everything you see as a Fusion only. There you don't see names as a PPM, Primavera PPM, HCM, PeopleSoft HCM, reports, Hyperion reports, HCM procurement with the respective titles you don't see. Now you have to forget about these points. Now just we have to see in Fusion, this is how the solutions are available. If you look at the background, the legacy is best solutions from the different ERP applications, different products. That is the reason Fusion is the best in the market. Okay, so this is the meaning of Fusion. Now, if you are going to learn Fusion applications, what you are learning, that is from the different other ERPs they took and they just placed and they connected all these applications as per real business process, how communication takes place between the organization. That how communication takes place, how the departments can be connected, and all we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. But now this is a point you have to make a note. This is the meaning of Fusion. Any questions on this, please? Any questions here, please? Right? Okay. No questions.
Yeah, I have a question. Sorry.
Please.
So my question is, how different it is to learn these applications independently, and how different it is learning them as a part of Fusion?
Yeah, good. To sync all these different product solutions in the Fusion, they did few slight changes. And one more point. Here we discussed financials they taken from Oracle only. From Oracle application only they took. They took the core solution from financials. Say you learn already, you know Oracle financials, you learned in EBS. Okay, say EBS R12 financials, you know already you are working. Now if you are going to learn financials, your job will become easy. The same solution they taken into Fusion, but as per Fusion product, they did changes. They did many changes. The complete framework they changed, the look and feel they changed, the way how you do the setups they changed. They did some enhancements. Okay, the functionality they extended for existing, some new functionality they introduced. Okay, how we deal with the same product in Oracle applications, how we deal with the same product in the Fusion, they changed that game. Okay, if you take SCM, okay, say if you know JD AdWords or Oracle, still if you know Oracle, still you have to learn 50%, you will find 50% as new in SCM, Fusion SCM. If you know JD AdWords, 50% you find as new in SCM because they took from Oracle also. And procurement also, PPM also. If you know that those individual products already, when we are learning in the Fusion, your job will become easy. If you know in the individual products already, working on these products, you cannot work on these products directly. These products need to be synchronized. This should connect with other applications which are part of Fusion. And as per Fusion, there are some common platform they built to run these applications on that platform and to manage these applications with the other application connectivity. And by introducing some new functionality, what we have sometimes say in HCM as a part of PeopleSoft HCM, in HR applications, you have certain functionality. Okay. So certain functionalities what Oracle felt, this piece is not good, that they removed and they added from other applications. Okay. So that's how you could see some changes. But I could say, if you know individual applications already, I can say, 60% in Fusion already. But even 60%, you have to go through that complete learning. Then only the 60% is what, remaining 40% is what you will be able to understand. This is what we have to understand. Okay. Fine. Any other questions, please?
Sure, thank you. Individual application from.
Sorry.
Yeah, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying that if you're using these individual applications, we choose all different integration tools to integrate them and to create those data flows and all those things. So how is that interaction happening in Fusion? I mean, is it all already there, or we still have to build it?
Yeah, that is the answer. That is already there. Oracle did it. Oracle connected. So finance from Oracle Financials, right? Okay. And SCM from this JDE and all. These are all already connected and they are providing. We don't need to connect because we are getting the product as a Fusion. The background is from the different other applications. They took these best solutions and they connected, they integrated. Okay, the connections they established how business required those applications. That already everything is ready made. We don't need to connect anything. Just we can start using. So when we are working on the SCM data goes to financials. When we are working on the financials, the finance data goes to PPM. When you are working on the PPM data goes to financials. Okay. So when we are working on this finance and other applications, this high period reports are connected with everywhere. Right? That's how we have. That's already Oracle done that.
Yeah.
We don't need to do anything.
Okay. So I mean, as a part of my project plan, if I want to see actuals, so I don't have to. I mean, since this is modular in nature, and if I'm working on a project and I want to see the actuals, I can look at my project plan and it will fetch actuals from financials. I don't have to. I mean, I'm just not able to understand, visualize the interface. So my question is, how do I see my actuals in my project plan, or do I have to go to a separate place to see the financials?
Yeah, exactly.
Or the actual.
Go to projects application so that what are the projects you are managing, what are the phases you have, how much you completed, or resource working, etc., etc. By accessing the PPM application, there will be project management application within the PPM. There you can manage. There will be project costing where you maintain your project-led cost. There will be project billing application where you manage billing and invoicing to your customers. There will be a project resource management here where you can see which resource you are working for your project and all. Okay, so this PPM for the companies who are doing the projects for their clients or internally. Yeah. So for that purpose you can use.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
Sure.
Yeah, hi Lakshman. What is that versions relating 21P,
Yeah, I'll explain all this.
21C?
What we'll do is, once we start working on the instance, once we connect to the instance, the product, what we call, what are the product Fusion we are going to use, that we call an instance. Once we connect to the instance, I'll show you in the instance and I explain about it so that it would be easy to understand. But let me answer for your query. Tell me what you said. 20?
Yeah, just 21A, 21B or something, versions or something.
Okay. 21,
Finance.
21B, 21C, 21D. That's how you can find. The meaning is this 21 is nothing but 2021 year. Okay.
Okay.
So in here, how many quarters? 4 quarters. A, B, C, D. 2021, A means first quarter. That means in that instance, the first quarter patch is applied. That is the meaning of that. if you see any instance with 21D, that means fourth quarter patch of.
Fourth quarter. Mhm.
Now let's not get into this. Since you asked this question, I'm explaining. Others no need to look into this to find any meaning. Leave it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions
Okay.
at this point?
Thank you.
Okay, it's very simple. So this is the meaning of fusion. Oracle fuse best solutions which are available in the market by acquiring almost all the best products in the market. That's what we call as a fusion. Before, so we discussed about meaning of Oracle, applications, financials, and fusion. What does it mean by cloud and other points? We will see that tomorrow session. Okay, because in the beginning of the session we spent around 30 minutes for discussion, so it should not go. Ideally, our class timings are 8 to 9:30. Okay, 8 to 9:30. If you guys are okay, maybe after some time you can prepone to 7. Okay, ideally those timings are 8 to 9:30. If required, if you want that, we are flexible to prepone it later after maybe a few classes. Others we can go with the same. So we are flexible for that. That anyway, we'll see just depending on the situation. So done. So we done for today. Okay, I'm not going to discuss anything. If you have any questions, you can stay back and we can discuss. We done for today. We'll connect tomorrow same time. Tomorrow sharp 8 AM IST we'll connect. Okay, sharp 8 we will start the session. Since today the first session we just waited for 10 to 15 minutes to participants to join. So tomorrow onwards we'll start the session sharp 8 o'clock. Okay, we're done for today. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can stay back.
Sir, can we have a recording of today's?
Yes, every session recording you will get.
Oh.
Yeah,
Will it
Lakshman,
be?
You can
I have
download
one
it.
question.
You can download those recordings also. Initially, like just 1 or 2 sessions, we may post in the YouTube and we'll provide YouTube link. Maybe after 3-4 classes, all the videos will start placing in the Google Drive, and Drive access will give you any sort of videos and the documents and other any relevant application related files, etc. will drop in the same drive, and you will get full access. You can download those videos and you can keep with you permanently. In future also, if you want to refer, you can play and you can go. And instance also, whatever you get, the product for your practice purpose, you will get with the full privileges. We are not going to restrict. Okay, main access, really what we require when you are working for the company. So we are going to give the full access. Yeah, go ahead. Any questions, please?
Yeah, I have one question. As you said that it's going to integrate it with different modules, right? Which we pull from the different products. With that, do we have any change in the table structures?
Okay.
Database tables.
Yeah, tables point of view, what Oracle it is, they are taking financials from Oracle applications, right? Oracle EBS applications. In Oracle applications for finance, what are the tables we have? The same tables you can find for Fusion Financials. Okay. In PeopleSoft, for HCM, applications related pages or whatever you have, what are the tables we have in the Fusion, you will have the same tables. Okay.
Oh.
So see, the point is they are taking the solution, they are copying the solution, on top of it they are doing the changes, but the core product they are not changing. The core product they are keeping as is. That is the reason tables remain same.
Okay, got it.
Fine. So any other questions?
Sir, this is Singaya.
Yeah.
Actually, I completed my MBA in 2006. I have 11 years domain experience. So here my question is, and my age also around 40, 41.
Okay.
If I learned this fusion course, can I can I able to get job at this situation?
Yeah. Yes, you mentioned the age criteria. Yeah, there is no
Yeah.
issue with that. Okay, there is no issue with that. You can just the past experience, whatever you have, that you can showcase, and the latest.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting or recommending what people are doing. I'm talking with you. Okay. Ideally, like you
Okay.
just try with the 4 to 5 years of experience. If you are okay with the product, they can understand everything and they can take. See, in the market, what happening is for reality, when you try for the job, most of everybody, not most, everybody who are learning, they have to try with some experience only. That's what people are doing. I'm just sharing with you. Who are learning, they have to just showcase some experience even they don't have. They're trying for job. When you go for any interview or any company, they know very well what you are. But just they are testing you. If you are okay with the product, they are ready to hire you. That is the game.
Okay.
In your
Okay. Can I go for take?
you don't have any issue. Okay, that is fine. You can go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
So, sir, I have a one doubt.
Please.
Actually, I'm from the MBA finance background. Like, I was very weak in mathematics in those days, like in college and school. So I have chosen a commerce. Will it be suitable for me as well?
I mentioned on point. I'm not sure you were there by the time in the discussions. The technical background people are doing this course and they are able to survive. Okay. Even if you don't remember the subject in your MBA, also still you can go ahead.
Okay, sir. That's great.
Okay, you no need to go for up to that level of specialization. Say some people says, "Oh, I did MBA but did marketing. Is it suitable for me or not?" No worries. See, just we are doing these courses to get the job and to get bucks. So if you learn this course properly, that doors will be open. Uh, People are doing with any bachelor degree, they are able to get the jobs. See, the point is, after learning this course, you are not saying you are a fresher. Okay, you are a fresher. Say, if somebody who has a BTech background, if they do this course, if they try for job, they don't get it. They'll put questions. Your background is technical background, BTech. How come you can come to finance this and that? If they say I have a 4 or 5 years of experience, you can test me. And that means I already proved 4 years, 5 years. Okay, what is the meaning of your question? What you are asking? Your background is this and that. Already I proved. So that's how it gives a meaning. So irrespective of background, people are doing, they are successful. That is my experience, just I'm sharing. Okay, some people may have a concern, no, it should be finance only, this and that, not required, if you ask me. Done. Any other questions?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Lakshman.
Yeah, please.
Actually, I'm from commerce background and I'm in first year of graduation. So I can join this SCM program like now or after completing my graduation.
No, after graduation also, if you do, no use. See, typically this course can be done by people who got minimum 3 or 4 years gap from their education. Say the person did their BTech in 2008 or 9. They might be working somewhere. Now they have a gap to showcase the experience. That's how people are planning. I am not guiding all this. So if say they done BTech or at least say they did BCom in 2008 and in 2018 and they completed MBA in 2020. Now with this sort of background also people are doing this course. What they are doing is they are trying for the job by putting experience from the 2008 after their bachelor degree. When the interview and interview and all, they are putting it. I did MBA, but that is a corresponding this and that. They are just mentioning. Nowhere is going to check those points. That's how they are dealing with those scenarios. Okay, minimum from bachelor degree. Minimum from bachelor degree. If you have 3 or 4 years gap, you can do this. Now, I don't suggest for you. I don't suggest for you.
Okay.
And if somebody is attending these classes who are not comfortable with English, it's a waste of time. Don't do this course. You will waste your money and your time and your more than that your confidence levels. Okay, if somebody is doing this course silently without asking any questions, you can attend this course and you can complete. You can understand everything and you can practice and you can get ready, but you cannot do anything if you are not okay with English. Okay, that's very important. If somebody is in this batch, if somebody is attending, my suggestion is don't attend these classes. You will waste everything. Okay, so that is another point. And after bachelor degree, minimum 3-4 years gap if you have, then you can do, so that you will be able to claim that gap as Oracle Fusion Financials experience, how others are doing, not as I am requesting. So these are points which are very important. And one more important point is, if you are doing this course, if you have a time to attend the classes, no use at all. You should have a time to practice also. That's very, very important. By just attending the classes, by understanding everything, you cannot do anything. When you are attending the classes, you will understand everything. That is my guarantee. That is my responsibility. I'll make sure that everybody will understand what we are discussing. Somebody is not able to understand something, yes, I am ready to help them by repeating that point or by explaining another way of presentation. So that I'll take care. So from your side, when you are attending, yes, you can understand everything. If you understand everything, no use. You have to spend enough time to practice and to go through the points what theoretically we are going to discuss. You have to make a note and you have to remember, and you should plan for presentations. Maybe you might be attending these classes from your home. Whatever we are discussing, these you just give presentation to somebody, that will become experience for you. When you go for interview or when you are working in the company, already you discussed about that content. It will become very friendly to you and your tongue, and easily you can discuss and you will build some confidence with that content. You will have a good flow of explanation. Okay, presenting that content. These points once again I'll discuss in the core discussions. Okay, in the core session, how you have to prepare. That's very important. Okay, so you choose the best course, I can say, not because I am dealing with this course. Reality, this is the best course. Huge demand is there in the market. You can get good bucks if you want to apply. So it gives global opportunities. But one thing is very important. We have to be very serious about it by spending more time to learn this. Attending classes, just I could say 20-30% you are completing. Remaining 60-70% task is practicing multiple times, reading the content multiple times. You have to read the content till you remember. Till you remember. If you remember, you will be able to explain if somebody is going to put you a question. Okay, once again, I'll talk on this. Let it be for now. Any other questions, please?
Lakshman, one question. Do you cover is Oracle subscription billing and revenue management a different module? It's a different thing. You don't cover that, right?
No, I didn't get you. Are you talking about other product families or what exactly?
Yeah, Oracle revenue management, revenue recognition.
No, we are going to deal with the finance. Okay, there are revenue and there are few other applications also. Revenue cloud management, right? You are talking about.
Yeah.
RCM. No, that we don't deal with that.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, how much time need to be devoted for practice every single day so that it will not be hesitate to go for interview?
So see, that it depends. That depends. Say, if I practice maybe 4 or 5 times, I may feel comfortable and I may remember whatever the practice I did. In interview, I'll be able to talk about, if somebody is going to say how to create so and so in the so and so application, then I'll be able to explain if I do practice maybe 4 to 5 times. But in our case, that may be different. If you practice 2 3 times, you may reach that stage. Okay. So, but irrespective of the individual, the way how they can remember and all, I suggest try as many times as you can practice. Okay. So minimum just you can complete everything, maybe 4 5 rounds. After that, still if you are not feeling comfortable, go for one more round of practice. Complete stuff. Yeah. This is how you can plan. Okay. Any other questions, please? Okay. Seems to no questions, then that's all for today. We'll connect tomorrow, same time, and we'll discuss about what is the cloud and all. It's a very important point which we have to focus and we have to discuss more detail level. That we'll see in the tomorrow session, and along with that, we'll pick something else which we have to understand in this stage before we jump into further topics. Yeah. So that's all for today. Thank you all. Have a good day and good night. See you tomorrow.
Lakshman sir, I have one query.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Currently, I'm working in one of the MNC, and I have 2 years of work experience in procure to pay. Currently, I'm in vendor reconciliation process.
Okay.
So, by using these 2 years of experience plus adding one more year, so total 3 years of work experience, I can able to crack the interview in this related to Oracle Fusion, and I can able to survive.
So see, as per current market, it should be like more than 3. Yes, but you are working on that procurement, etc. Maybe you might be working as a business user, right?
Yes.
See, that is just business user is different. Now you are going to learn the complete stuff as a consultant. Okay, as a consultant. So what is your educational background and when did you complete?
Yeah, I completed my BCom computers in 2019, and while doing job, I have completed my MBA too.
No, that's
So
okay.
recently,
That's no issue. We can generally, when you are trying for job by learning this course, we have to start from here. Maybe while you are doing your job, you might have completed. It could be regular, and here people will pay. Even they are regular, they say they put my qualification is MBA. They don't specify in the CV year of passing, etc. They say just I completed it so and so year. And the interviewer is different, and the HR is different. The recruitment time, the onboarding time, people are different. Just it works. That's how everybody is doing. So you did your BCom in 2019. Now you have to count from 2019. Maybe 2000 April you completed, say for example, right?
yes.
So 20 April, 21 April, 22 April. Already you got 3 years gap. Now you are learning this course. It goes up to 2 to 3 months. Already you are working, right?
Yes, yes.
So definitely you need time to practice and to get ready with this course. Since you are working, to get the job, by the time you get the job, it will be like six months or 7 8 months, or it could be like you can expect as 1 year. Within 1 year, you are going to get the job on Oracle Fusion Financials. This is how you can plan. The 6 to 1 year.
Yes.
Completely you can do it, but you have to spend time, you have to practice, you will start attending the interviews. If you practice good enough, whatever you are going to discuss in the classes, easily you can crack the interview, or else you just practice and the preparation, everything you completed 60%, 70%. In that case, definitely you have to attend multiple interviews. That is little time taking process, etc. To happen everything what you are expecting, it may take 6 or 8 or 10 or 1 year time also to get the job on this. So by that time, you definitely like close to 4 years, right? So that's
Yes.
what you can plan. Okay, you may plan with 3.6 or 3.8 or depends by the time when you would be ready with this product learning with more confidence and all, accordingly you can plan. Anyway, other side you are practicing, other side you are working, so you can have a plan of you have to get into this in 1 year. Already 2 to 3 months you will spend within this course learning only. Remaining 8 or 9 months that you can set as a target, or before that also you can crack it. That's how you can plan.
Hi Lakshman, this is Bindu, and I'm so sorry for the questions in the last moment.
No
So
issues. We have enough time to discuss. Okay, we have enough time to discuss. You can go ahead.
thanks for that. So can we also expect any support for the, to complete any certifications in this, like probably the GL or the AP?
We will help you. We will help you to complete your certification. When you talk about our core financials, certification is available only for 3 applications. Okay, we will support. If you are planning to do certification, yes, for those 3 certifications, you can expect support from our end. 100% you can pass in that certification exam. That support we will provide.
Okay. So does the completing any of the certifications will definitely increase the chances, right, for the to get placed in?
Frankly speaking, it won't increase any chances. Okay, when you may have certification, may not have certification. When you go for any company for interview and all, they test you how they have to test in the interview. Getting certification is very easy. There are different ways that everybody knows, and certification will have a value addition when you are getting into projects. Some client says, "I need consultant to be certified." They don't know how they can get certified. The sales we need certified consultant. There it will have a value addition. And one more point is, if you are joining in some company, some consulting company to work on this Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials, your certification count will be added into their consulting profile. Based on that, the company will get the rating from Oracle. They claim these many certified consultants we have in our consulting firm who are working for Oracle. That's how they can claim. In those 2 aspects, it will have a great value.
Will there be any change in the pay packages as well for the certified people, or
no.
Will that doesn't make any?
Someone can get certified by tomorrow. Not possible. So that scope we have in the market. That's how people are playing the games. Okay.
Gotcha.
So that is the reason. Just it will have some value addition, but what level we cannot say that as individual profile. But really, that will have value addition when you are working for a company or client. For them, definitely it is a value addition. When client is choosing the consultant, yes, their profile will have a little weightage because they don't know everything what we know, how things can be managed in the certification, etc.
Yep. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? Fine. Seems to no questions. We can wind up for today. See you tomorrow same time. Thank you.